Hi, welcome to Best in Tesla News, episode 119. Germany might double their EV incentive. And Tesla's Model 3 and Y outsells everyone in California, including ICE cars. And Tesla releases a big full self-driving software update. And we will get a sneak peek of the Tesla bot in August when Tesla will hold their AI Day 2. And Tesla gets kicked out of the S&P 500 ESG. And one of Tesla's biggest investors thinks that Tesla should do a stock buyback, because Tesla is about to drown in free cash flow. And Elon has had enough and declaring war. All of this and much more on today's episode. Let's dive right in.
Let's put our living stereo stylus in this groove.
The German government might nearly double the EV subsidies. Like increasing subsidies for EVs that cost up to 40,000 euros from 6,000 euros to 10,000 euros in subsidies. That is just one example of many things the German government might do in the near future to reach their climate target. So that will probably make the EV adoption even faster than it already is. And it's fast. It's the largest plug-in market in Europe and one of the fastest growing. And now they want to double their incentive. Wonder how fast Germany will get to Norway's level of EV market share from here on out. Because Germany went from about 3% plug-in market share in 2019 to 26% market share in 2021 in just 2 years. The amount of plug-in cars sold in 2021 grew 73% to just over 681,000 units sold. The entire car market in Germany was about 2.62 million vehicles, which were down 10%. So if these two trends continue, that the car market is dropping and the EV is rising, we could see an EV market share for all of 2022 in Germany be as high as maybe 40 to 50%. That would be amazing if it will happen this fast in the biggest car market here in Europe. But how is Tesla doing in Europe? Well, they are still leading the way as the best-selling EV brand in Europe right now, year to date, and the Model 3 and the Model Y are still the two best-selling EVs in Europe, followed by the little Fiat 500e, and then we have the Volkswagen ID.4, which only sells about 70% of the Model Y here in Europe and about half of what the Tesla Model 3 does. And the ID.3 has fallen way behind. It is no longer even in the top 10 or the top 15. I guess the competition was tough for the ID.3 and not so much for Tesla's model. I don't think we will see any model catching up to the Tesla Model 3 or Model Y because Tesla is producing a lot more EVs than anyone else. But in Europe, we right now pretty much just have the Model Y and the Model 3, two models, where all other automakers are making or will make multiple models, spreading their battery supply thin over many different EV models. So they will never be able to keep up with something like the Model Y, which in a couple of years will be spitting out of the Berlin factory in the amount of 500,000 a year. I don't think anyone will do the production or sales of just one model like that in that kind of volume. So I expect to see the Model 3 and soon to be the Model Y at the #1 spot from here on out. But by the way, if you want to see a great video about how Norway killed the ICE car, check out the video Fully Charged just did on this topic. It was very good. I will leave a link down below. The Tesla Model 3 and Y outsold every new car sold in California in Q1 of 2022, even the ICE cars. According to data from California New Car Dealers Association, a total of 21,812 new Model Ys were registered in the state in the first 3 months of the year, just beating the smaller brother, the Model 3, that sold 21,506 units. And then we see a drop about 6,000 units down to the third place, the Toyota RAV4. And the Texas factory has hardly started ramping up the Model Y production yet. These Tesla numbers should only get even more dominating as we go through the year. And we did also just see Tesla reaching out to reservations holder for the Model Y in Austin to offer the option to switch to the standard range for a faster delivery. So it looks like Tesla is trying to get some of their freshly made Model Ys with the 4680 cell coming out of the Texas factory to customers that live near the factory, so they can save a lot of time and money on delivering these cars. And the customers in Austin will be able to get their Model Y much faster, as some Model Y versions have a long wait time right now. So maybe some will take Tesla up on this offer to get their car as soon as possible. And speaking of the Texas factory, Elon did just say in a great interview with the All In podcast that the factory is just under a mile long, but they will extend it to be a mile long and a quarter of a mile wide. What? They will extend that factory? I believe it's about 1.2 kilometers long right now, so 1 mile would be 1.6 kilometers. So they will make it about 400 meters longer. Holy crap, this is insane. The factory already has almost 11 million square feet under the roof. To put that in perspective, Ford's new factory they just built to make the F-150 Lightning is about 500,000 square feet. So the Tesla's Giga Texas factory is about 22 times bigger, and Tesla will make it about 35% bigger. So expanded with about 7 to 8 Ford F-150's factories. So, yes, I know some say Ford will kick Tesla's ass with the F-150 Lightning and the Cybertruck is doomed because Ford came out first. Well, the F-150 is a great electric pickup truck, but just as we see with the Mach-E against the Model Y, Ford can't keep up when it comes to EV production. The Model Y sold about 50,834 units in Q1, and Ford sold about 6,744 of the Mach-E. And people also said that car would beat Tesla's Model Y, and it is not even in the same league. It doesn't even sell as many as Tesla's Model S, that is about twice the price. And the story is probably going to be the same with the F-150 and the Cybertruck. Ford is taking it one step at a time, building small new factories for the EVs, and Tesla is building the biggest factories in the world and will expand them. Like Elon said in an interview, will the delay of the Cybertruck and that Ford came out first with the F-150 hurt the Cybertruck sales? No. Tesla has 1.5 million Cybertruck reservations and has had to stop pre-orders in Europe and China, because even though Tesla should be able to ramp up to a production of 300,000 Cybertrucks per year, as Elon said, it will still take them more than 3 years just to get through the pre-orders. As Elon explained in an interview, even before there was a supply chain issue, Tesla's demand exceeded production. So now its demand exceeds production to a ridiculous degree. We actually probably going to limit that, just stop taking orders for anything beyond a certain period of time, because of the timing is like a year away. Yes, and with the Cybertruck, it is years away, even though Tesla will actually be able to produce them in high volume, unlike Ford that has built a factory with a production capacity of only 150,000 units, and their ramp up is much slower, and has no deal with mining companies for the materials for the batteries and so on, and they say they will be starting using LFP batteries at some point in the future, but right now they only have nickel-based batteries for all their EVs, so Ford does not even have a chance against Tesla to outproduce them when it comes to EVs or the F-150 against the Cybertruck. So even though they have great EVs, their production is nowhere near Tesla's. And Tesla has just released a big full self-driving software update. And they made a lot of improvements, but the overall theme I think is the most important one to understand here. Tesla improved the neural network's understanding of the world around it and its ability to predict behavior of other drivers. So understanding and predicting. Yes, we are talking about artificial intelligence learning here, and Tesla can make huge improvement because of the huge data set they have available. Just as they talked about at AI Day, they taught the AI system to understand that the car didn't just disappear because some snow flew over the camera. It is still there. So they showed thousands of clips of snow falling off the car, blocking the camera, and suddenly it understood that the cars don't disappear and could predict where the car should be when the snow again cleared. And we see a lot of this in this update. The system is learning a lot of different things by feeding it thousands of different video clips, just like they improved the prediction of is parked attribute on vehicles, so understanding if cars are parked or cars are driving, by adding 41,000 clips to the training set, which result in 48% of failure cases captured by their 10.11 software. So by showing the neural network 41,000 video clips, it suddenly made half as many mistakes on the prediction of is the car driving, idling, or is it moving, and is the door open or is it closed, and so on. All very cool stuff. Yep. Tesla has the biggest dataset in the world, and therefore their AI is learning fast and faster than anyone else. It is not just told that this is a line and you can't drive outside this line. Tesla is teaching the neural network to understand the world around it from a car's perspective. And all of this will only accelerate from here on out when they are moving from 2,000 beta testers in September of last year to 1 million by the end of this year. The learning curve is going to shoot straight up. And I just want to highlight that Tesla writes auto-labeler. Does this mean that Dojo is already online? Can't wait to see if they will actually be able to crack this one by the end of this year. They're doing some really great moves and getting really confident. As am I, as I just made a whole video about. If you haven't seen that one out, you should definitely check it out. Link down below. But last, Tesla stock price is down 50% from its high. Yes, just like back in 2019. And do you remember what happened after that? To the moon! The stock market in general is having a tough time right now, and there is a lot of noise out there about Tesla. But we have to remember what is coming. That is what it's all about. And we have even had Gary Black and Leo, who is the biggest single shareholder of Tesla, talking about Tesla doing a buyback because of all the money Tesla will generate. As Gary predicts, Tesla will have a free cash flow of $10 billion here in 2022. Sounds about right. Tesla did just have $2.2 billion of free cash flow in just Q1. And then he says $20 billion in 23 and $32 billion in 24 and $50 billion in 25 and $68 billion in free cash flow in 2026. So the money they have left when everything else is paid, simply put. And that is excluding Tesla's energy business, full self-driving, and the Tesla bot. So Tesla is about to generate an absurd amount of money, as Elon has also pointed out in interviews as well. They will have so much money they can't spend it all, and Tesla has already pretty much paid off all their debt. So Gary is proposing Tesla should do a stock buyback. That would make Tesla's shares more valuable for its investors. Others might argue that Tesla should just use this capital to make Tesla grow faster, but as Elon has explained before, that Tesla is not capital constrained anymore, so it will not help them grow faster to just pour in more money into it. And we can see Tesla is growing faster than any other automaker, even though they are pouring even more money into it. So it's not as simple as just putting in a lot of money. So Tesla is already spending money and growing as fast as physically possible. So if Tesla knows they are about to get flooded with free cash flow, they of course need to find out a way to spend this money in the best possible way. And if they did this, that would of course also show the whole world what a lucrative position Tesla is in, and their stock price would probably rise pretty high. And we know Tesla has asked for approval for a stock split, so maybe this is actually something Tesla is considering. We know Tesla is a proactive company. So we might think this is a bit too early to do something like this, but if Tesla knows they will be swimming in free cash flow already by the end of this year and believe their full self-driving software will be done about in a year's time, that will only make the mountain of money even bigger. They will probably have a plan in place. But no matter what, yes, the Tesla stock is down right now. Who cares other than the short-term minded investors? And if you're one of them, you should probably not be investing in Tesla anyway. Long-term, and not even that long-term, because we are entering a new big phase for Tesla by the end of this year, and that will really kick off next year. That should get Tesla's stock moving again in the right direction. Yes, we have only just begun. And Tesla's factories are setting new standard for water use per car. Tesla is using less water than almost any ICE car maker, which demonstrates the company's commitment to sustainable manufacturing. Tesla optimizes its works at every stage to achieve impressive water savings, while the so-called environmental organization in Germany continues to fight Tesla, falsely claiming that Giga Berlin threatened the water supply of the entire region. Remember, the Brandenburg Prime Minister warns environmentalists about their accusation against Tesla that wrongly suggests Giga Berlin could cause water shortage in the region. These fears are groundless, he said. Tesla uses only 2.2 cubic meters of water per car. This is under industry average. So go knock on Volkswagen's door instead and ask them to do better. Tesla has actually been backwards to make sure their factory here in Berlin is the most sustainable factory in the world. And still, the so-called environmental organizations stand there with their t-shirts against Tesla. And a fun fact is that it takes a whopping 2.7 cubic meters of water to produce one t-shirt. So Tesla spent less water per car than was used to make the t-shirts they are wearing. And if you think the protest against Tesla in Berlin because of the water supply issue seems fair, well, we of course need to protect our water supply, no doubt. But the question is, why is it that Tesla is the only company that has a contractually limited water supply agreement with the Strasbourg-Aachener water supply, and every other company gets unlimited access? That does not seem right, does it? Well, maybe, just like NABU, the Nature Conservation Union, that has attacked aggressively against Tesla Grünheide. Funny enough, it has been supported financially by Volkswagen for more than 15 years. Yes, for 15 years, the Nature Conservation Association has received a lot of money from Volkswagen. And despite the Dieselgate scandal in 2015, the Nature Conservation Corporation remains in place. So yes, Tesla is the company that has single-handedly forced the whole car industry to work towards sustainable transportation, but people are still fighting against Tesla like they are doing the exact opposite. But I guess people may just believe every single headline they write, or maybe money is just corrupting people. Also because Tesla is disrupting very big industries. They will probably do everything to slow them down. Who knows? But again, if we look through all the noise, we see Tesla once again is making innovation to make their factories the most environmentally friendly factories on the planet. And let's get our weekly update about Tesla's Gigafactories. That means handing it over to Brian from My Tesla Weekend. Take it away, Brian.
Hey Lars. Well, in Shanghai, there's no construction update, but there is a production update. Vehicles have been seen at the port being exported, presumably, to the European market. At the north end of Berlin, we can see more grading work taking place in the parking area. And, oh hey, look at that, an employee shuttle. Pretty cool. At the south end of the building, the parking lot is getting significant revision. Over at the 4680 building, we've seen a lot of equipment being loaded inside, presumably for final fit and finish and configuration, and more walls are going up. In the northeast corner, there is a new retention pond going in as well, and over by the Motorworks building, there's a crane loading stuff up on the roof. That's pretty exciting. In Texas, there's a bunch of steel that's been laid out at the far south end of the property. There's rumor that their building will be expanded in this area, so we'll keep an eye on that. The west side had a bit of parking lot concrete that had been torn up. It now has rebar that will be poured shortly. On the roof, we can see the A in Tesla taking shape. Quite a bit of progress there. The VOC pond at the far north end of the property has had its liner removed. We believe this is where the switchyard expansion will go. And of course, in the northeast corner, where the cathode building is already a bit underway, there's a lot of footing holes dug out with initial mud in them, on top of which they will put rebar and then the footings themselves for construction. And if you want to see the full tracker on that, I've started doing that over on my channel, My Tesla Weekend. So if you've seen those before, it's kind of like that. Back to you, Lars.
Well, looking forward to see your videos about the cathode building, Brian. If you didn't see Brian's sitemap of the progress of the Gigafactories, well, you missed out. That is actually how I learned about Brian and his channel in the first place, because of the great detailed video he did about the Gigafactories factory. But thank you so much for the update, Brian. See you next week. And let's squeeze in the last short news topics into this news show. Yes, it's time for the Tesla shorts. And Elon Musk has had enough of the lies spread and the lawsuit against him and Tesla. As Elon tweeted, Tesla is building a hardcore litigation department where we directly initiate and execute lawsuits. The team will report directly to me. Please send 3 to 5 bullet points describing evidence of exceptional abilities. justice@tesla.com. My commitment: we will never seek victory in a just case against us, even if we will probably win. We will never surrender, settle on an unjust case against us, even if we will probably lose. Looking for hardcore street fighters, not white shoe lawyers like Perkins and Kool-Aid who thrives on corruption. So get ready for this one, boys and girls. As Elon wrote, there will be blood. And Tesla also showed the non-Tesla vehicles can now charge at selected chargers in Austria, Belgium, Spain, Sweden and the UK via the Tesla app. Only for citizens in those countries though. But as Elon said in an interview he just did, Tesla will eventually open up their supercharging network to help the advancement of sustainable transport, even though it will take away one of their big advantage. And don't forget, if you have just bought a brand new Tesla, that you can get a PPF wrap of your car. And Drive Protected make these great PPF wraps for your car, but you don't have to go to them to get it done. These guys from Drive Protected have a whole YouTube channel where they show and explain exactly how to wrap your Tesla, so you can do it yourself, even if you live here in Europe or anywhere else. And they can of course guide you through the whole process if you need more help. So this is actually something everyone can do, just as we see pictures of here, customers sharing their great wrap they have done all by themselves. Very cool. And some of the biggest benefits of getting your precious Tesla wrapped is of course to protect it against rock chips, scratches and door dings, etc. So if you would like to protect your brand new Tesla, use my discount code BIT20 to get 20% off any order over $300 of Drive Protector's great PPF wrap. And that code is good for worldwide orders. So go nuts, my friends. And if you know someone that is hearing disabled, well, don't forget to tell them about New Media Interpreting, where Danny is translating videos into hand language. And he just did one of my videos about the Tesla Gigafactories. So very cool, and keep up the good job, Danny, and everyone else. Link down below. And Elon announced on Twitter that Tesla will hold AI Day #2 on August the 19th, exactly 1 year after the first mind-blowing AI Day, because as Elon said, there has just been so much progress, and he confirmed on Twitter that we will get a preview of the Tesla robot at that event. Oh yes, as I just made a whole video about last week, the Tesla bot is pretty much a done deal. So I can't wait to see it at this event. Going to be so cool. And Tesla got kicked out of the S&P 500 ESG. It stands for Environmental, Social and Governance. This index is used as a standard for investors to rank companies based on those standards. However, it has been criticized for using flawed assessment system that doesn't truly take into account the environmental benefits of companies' business. Like we see oil and gas companies ranking higher than Tesla on environmental impact. Are you freaking kidding me? Exxon is rating in the top 10 best in the world for the environment. What a joke. And funny enough, Tesla get kicks out of the ESG just about a week after they criticized the ESG ranking system in their impact report. What a coincidence. Anyway, this changes nothing. I agree with Kathy Wood here. Ridiculous, not worth of any other response. Exactly, this just undermines the concept of ESG as a whole, nothing else. They have done nothing but reveal themselves as a corrupt organization, or at least very, very flawed. And of course, SpaceX made another Starlink launch this week and make a picture-perfect landing back on the drone ship. Wonder when anyone else will be able to do this. It already seems kind of trivial for SpaceX, and no one else is still able to do this. This is just amazing. And this was SpaceX's 21st Falcon 9 launch of 2022. And Elon is discussing SpaceX Starlink service for the Amazon with Brazil's president, as Elon wrote on Twitter. Super excited to be in Brazil for the launch of Starlink for 19,000 unconnected schools in rural areas and environmental monitoring of Amazon. So cool and such an important project. And Homer's Catalog tweeted about a Bloomberg story he read that said Mercedes surpasses Tesla in autonomy. But their system only works on pre-mapped highways, can't automatically change lanes, and disengages if it drives through a tunnel, and only works below 37 miles per hour. And it does not work in rain, snow and hail, does not work at night either, as Alex added. How does that surpass Tesla in autonomy? Oh boy, Tesla full self-driving software will hit the industry like a hammer. No one believes in Tesla. I just made a whole video about getting ready for the semi-truck and what a huge impact this truck will have. If you haven't seen that one yet, you definitely should. But Adam here on Twitter shared with me the saving his truck company would save on having a Tesla semi-truck. And as he put it, it will be a game changer. This unit would save me $1,658 per unit. With multiple units, that's $140,000 in savings a month. Wow, that is a lot. And as I talked about in my video, just think about Pepsi with 36,000 trucks that will save about $100,000 a year on each truck. This is about $3.6 billion. Game changer indeed. And Tesla is building its largest supercharger station to date in California. Not just a 20 stall or 50 stall, no, a 100 stall. Now that is what I call a charging station. And for those who think Twitter is distracting Elon from Tesla and SpaceX, no, it will not. Elon also wrote on Twitter, to be clear, I'm spending less than 5%, but actually, of my time on the Twitter acquisition. It ain't rocket science. Yesterday was Gigafactories, today in Starbase, and that is actually rocket science, and Tesla is on my mind 24/7. And Jay in Shanghai tweeted this picture, Teslas are everywhere. And China is in talks with automakers about extending costly subsidies for electric vehicles that were set to expire in 2022, aiming to keep a key market growing as the broader economy slows. 3 people familiar with the matter told Reuters. And as gas prices have hit a new all-time high in the US, as Sawyer tweeted, with the national average now at $4.47 per gallon. The cons of getting an EV are only getting higher and higher. California average per gallon is now $5.96, nearly $6 per gallon. Average cost to fuel up or charge various vehicles in California, Ford F-150, $150, Toyota Camry, $94, Toyota Prius, $67, Tesla Model Y, $19.5. And the Giga Berlin might run into another problem because of the lockdown we have seen in Shanghai. As Berlin does not yet produce its own batteries, it does get those from Shanghai, and because of the lockdown we could see a lack of batteries coming to the Berlin factory. And until this matter is solved, Tesla should not be starting production of the long-range variant just yet, but it should start a second shift at the factory next quarter. So the lockdown might end up affecting the Berlin factory as well. Hope they get everything everything sorted out soon. And Tesla will also start a second shift at the Gigafactories factory next week for around-the-clock production, so it seems that they are up and running fast again. And the second part of the podcast with Jackal Pugilist is out. Hope you will enjoy it as much as I enjoyed being on the podcast. Link down below. And Northvolt has got their first battery plant up and running in Europe. Northvolt 1 in Sweden is the first European battery factory to start deliveries to car manufacturers. Nice. And new way you can support this channel is by simply hitting the super like button down below. And Johnny wrote on Twitter about his experience with Tesla service. I raised a service request recently for 2 issues with my Tesla Model 3 Performance. Just got the call that both issues were analyzed and fixed over the air. No need to visit a shop. This is so next level, y'all. Very nice. And BYD is getting ready to release their new EV, the Seal. And this might be the most important EV for BYD. This is a direct competitor to Tesla's Model 3. It has almost the same range, 650 kilometers NEDC range, and 0 to 100 kilometers in just 3.8 seconds. BYD also revealed its CTB battery technology on May the 20th, and the Seal is expected to be the first model to use this technology. CTB is cell to body, so a copy of Tesla's structural battery pack. Yes, they are covering everything they learned from Tesla, and that is a very good strategy. This seems to be a very cool EV they are about to release, and I am pretty sure this will do very well. Now they just need to scale up production, but they are trying to do that as fast as they can. Going to be exciting to see what BYD will be able to produce this year. And check out this ultra small generator that is highly portable and works even with shallow, slow moving water, already tested with powering street lights. It promised to allow people in world's remote region to generate their own electricity. So cool. And according to Indonesia's investment minister, Tesla agrees to build battery and EV plant in Indonesia following Elon Musk meeting with the president last week. Nothing is confirmed or signed from Tesla's side yet, so we still have to wait and see, but very cool if this is the case. And before we end up with a bit of fun, I just want to make a quick shout out to my newest patrons of this new show: William Lee Wu, Per H. Strand, Jeff Sutherland, and Chris. Thank you so much for all your support. I am doing this all by myself, but you guys are all the producers of this new show. Thank you. And a big and special thanks to Supporter of the Week, and this week's winner is Bob Boyle. Bob Boyle has been a thank you for watching member of mine for 13 months. So thank you so much for all your support, Bob. Please contact me on this email down below so I can get your information, so I can send you your free t-shirt or mug of your choice. Thank you. And let's end off with a bit of fun. Connecting the Dots tweeted this little joke that got me laughing, because I think we can all relate to this one. The man who invented autocorrection should burn in hell. That is all we have time for in this new show. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button. It really helps this video out a lot. And if you did like it, maybe you want to consider hitting that subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos just like this one. If you are already a subscriber, thank you so much for your support, and if you want to support the channel even more, remember you can, for as little as $1, become a patron of this channel and get your shout out on this show. You can also become a member of the YouTube channel to get a shout out and some extra perks. Hit the members button to find out more. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter. I tweet all the news as it comes out and more. And check out the merch store to get some merchandise and support the show. Now it's also possible to support the show without buying anything, becoming a member or a patron. There is a link to a donation options in the show notes. And also as simple as hitting the super like button. But going forward, I will be making more videos for patrons and members only. And I will give my YouTube members and patrons early access to my videos whenever possible, and make my videos ads free for members and patrons only. So don't miss out. And thank you for watching. And until next time, take care out there and be nice.